Today we have here our 2023 Honda Accord 1.5 EX. This is our tester model that we're doing some testing for. So we're going to show you how to remove the factory taillights, which we are doing right now for our testing of soon to be aftermarket taillights coming to the market. So this is the rear of the Honda Accord. So we're just going ahead and open it up. So this whole piece right here is one solid piece on the trunk. We're going to do the trunk first. So this is all one solid piece. It's held into place by a couple of these 8mm bolts. So there's one here, there's one right there, which we've already taken a couple of them out. But so there's one there, one back here, there's one right there, one right there, one right there, one right there, and one right there. So about 7 of them.
Okay, we removed the liner already. As you can see, it's in the trunk already. It's held by the regular clips.
Yeah, the liner is super easy to remove. It's just the regular clips, you know, in the different places. If you've ever removed the liner on like one of the 10th gen Accords or any of those vehicles like that, it's all pretty much the same. Just take out the clips, pops right off, no trouble at all. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take out we're going to take out these 8mm bolts here. Make sure you're very careful with it. You don't want to drop the bolts down into the trunk because then otherwise you're going to have to get you a little magnetic tool to get them out. All right, now, if you look in here, it's a little hard to see, but there are some clips along the back of this. There's like back here, you can see the 2 pieces there. There's some clips along the back. A little hard to see in a few spots. Okay. So to get the taillight to come off, and this is where you may want to have a friend with you, because as you're going to be removing the trunk bar, you're going to want someone to help hold the other side so that way it potentially doesn't come flying off on you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going very gently, I'm getting around the edge here. So I'm going to show you where I'm getting. I'm just put my thumbs down here at the edge and just very gently pushing up. Okay. And you notice it pops right off.
Yeah.
You'll hear a little click pop. Just be very, very careful so you don't break anything, but it'll pop right loose. Once you got it loose on this side, you can do the same thing. Just have someone hold the other side. Do the same thing in place on this, and it pops right off. So once you got this all out, now the cover itself comes completely off. So it's the whole taillight assembly. Now what you have to do is there's a couple of wiring harnesses in the back here, which we're going to have to unhook in order to get this trunk bar to come off. So we're going to go ahead and pull this thing out so you can see them. Again, it's real simple. So you got a couple just, you know, little harnesses that need to be undone. Now I would recommend, as you're doing this, get you a blanket or some plastic or something of that nature to put up underneath here, because you're going to be fiddling with this a little bit. So you're going to want to have something in place to kind of protect the paint on your vehicle so it doesn't get damaged. Okay, so this is the back of the trunk bar. So we've already undid our wires here. We already disconnected them. So they're real simple. It's just there's one on this side. I just literally press on the little clip piece here. Just press on that, it pulls it out, just like you would if, you know, factory taillights on other vehicles. You've got this one connector right here, which is for the camera, the backup camera system, and you got this one connector right here, which is for the passenger side of the taillight. Now, once you have those disconnected, there are these little clips right here that just connect the harness to the back of the trunk bar so that it keeps the cable managed properly. I just use a little trim tool right here and basically just press down on top. You can use a flat screwdriver too if you want to. Just press down on the top of it while it's pulling on the back with the cables, and it pops right off.
Okay, so it's 2 of them. One's right here.
Yep, one's right here.
Yeah. And
then the other one's right there. And then, like I said, that you have your connector for the driver, connector for the passenger, and then your camera.
Okay, and this way, so you take the whole light off.
Yeah, so this is the whole assembly.
All right.
And then with this off, this is the whole assembly unit itself, and you can see the back of there. So all you're left with is the driver's side harness, passenger side harness, and then you have your release here and your tag light.
Okay, just to show you how this whole thing looks when you remove the tail light, the center one. This is how everything looks.
Yeah, very clean, very simple looking.
Okay, so the center light is off. Next one up is removing the tail lights, and then we're going to also show you in the next video how to remove the rear bumper.
All right, so this is the driver's side outside light section. So this is how that trim piece clips on. You can see the back of it. There's a clip point here, and then the clip here and the clip here. So where it's going is these two right here, one goes right there, one goes right there, and then these two little sections here, they clip onto those little tabs there. Just be real careful. So basically it comes out like at an angle. Comes out of a bit of an angle. Just be real careful, take your time. I used a trim puller tool. Just take your time with it so you don't break nothing. But yeah, that's how that goes on.
This one is much better than the 10th gen Accord.
Yeah.
You know, that piece always break.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna show you how to remove this piece from the passenger side.
Okay, so I'm just gonna come in here at the top. Really carefully.
It's brand new, so that's why.
Yeah, it's been on, hadn't been off the car than just when the factory put it on.
All right. Make sure everything is good.
Nothing broke, nothing damaged.
Yep. So
Everything's nice and good.
mission successful. All right. Good. Okay.
So,
All right. So next is what? 10 millimeter.
all right, so this is actually, these two bolts here, these are 8mm bolts.
Okay.
So they're gonna be the same as the rest of the bolts on the tail lights.
Okay.
Now again, just be real careful as you're taking it off, because especially if you've never taken the taillights off this car before, they're probably going to be on a little tight from the factory. So very carefully grab on. What's up?
How you doing?
Comes right off.
Okay.
All right, so with two 8mm bolts out, you can see the just held on with the plastic pin hooks, just like the regular tail lights are on other vehicles.
So like it's pretty much same as the 10th gen.
Same as the 10th gen, pretty much.
Okay.
Then it just has there's a couple plugs here, some more of these little clips that we saw on the back of the trunk bar. You just have to press in on them to pop it out, so you could use like a pair of pliers, a trim tool, whatever. So when taking this off, just be real careful, because these tail lights are around the edges of it, could be fragile. So like I'll show you an example. What we're talking about, since this one's not off yet, but like an example around the edges here, just be real careful, because that could be potentially a more fragile area on the tail light. So when you're pulling it, I would recommend just cautiously pulling outwards. Once you get it unclipped from here, pull outwards very slowly, so that way you don't bend the light any or break it or anything like that. And then that way you can get your tail light off. Go ahead and take the bolts out here.
From the driver's side.
Driver's side, So
Okay.
again, just very careful.
So let me just come on this side.
Because the way that's done, if you notice the way that lip is around the outer edge there on the inside of the body of the car, that's where you gotta be careful at. Just make sure that you don't push in or anything like that, because what will happen is if you push in and pull out, this could potentially snap along the edge here. So we're gonna be real careful.
Ah, oh, there you go.
That's the way you got it. So what I did here is essentially I pulled from here until I heard it pop, and then I pulled out and away, and I let it come off. And this is the back of our tail light, so we can just go and start taking stuff off.
One. So this is the clip that Charles was talking about.
Very careful with that.
Okay. Yeah, remove this one first.
Be careful with this.
Press. And remove.
And this right here, I don't have my trim tool, it's right over there. All right, so you just basically squeeze in on that and wiggle it until it pops off. So, yeah, that's what they look like. And those are just more for cable management. They're kind of like the old clips that went in on the back of the 10th gen, were like little just regular fastener clips. These are a more upgraded version of them. But yeah, and there you go. The tail light is now off. You see, this is how the back of it looks.
Okay, let's close the lid. And this is how the car looks without the taillights.
You see, it's got the same,
All right.
same little brackets on the bottom, same as the 10th gen that the tail light would slip into. So that's important to keep in mind if you want to get that back.
Okay. Now, once again, when you guys are performing this uninstallation or installation, do it at your own risk. We just showed you a general information on how to remove the taillights. I hope you guys don't mess up your car. So once again, everything is on you. This is just an informational video.